The MS Dhoni finisher glitch. First up, the myth, the man, the master of the last over, MS Dhoni. They call him the greatest finisher of all time. But what if it isn't skill? What if it's a glitch? The script is always the same. Dhoni comes in, lets the required run rate climb to something insane, 15, 18, even 20 and over. The world writes him off. And then it happens. The final over. The bowler is sweating, and Dhoni, his heart rate is probably lower than the room temperature. The theory is this: Dhoni doesn't win the game in the last over, he makes the other team lose it. He absorbs all the pressure, then reflects it back at the bowler at the critical moment. That's not cricket, that's a psychological heist. The Virat Kohli chase master mode. Some players are great batsmen, but when he's chasing a target, Virat Kohli is something else entirely. This theory suggests there are two Virat Kohlis. The first innings Kohli is world-class, but the second innings chase master Kohli is a machine, a Terminator programmed with one directive: hunt down the target. His one-day international average in successful run chases is over 100. That isn't a statistic, it's a cheat code. The theory? A target simplifies the game for him. There is only a number, a destination. Once that number is locked in, his brain becomes a GPS, calculating every run, every gap, and every risk with cold hard logic. He's not just batting, he's executing an algorithm. The IPL Orange Cap Curse. In the glamour of the IPL, the orange cap is the ultimate prize for a batsman, but it's also a poison chalice. This theory is whispered in every IPL dugout. Winning the orange cap almost guarantees your team will fail. Look at the evidence. In 2016, Virat Kohli scored a godlike 973 runs, but his team lost in the final. In 2022, Josh Buttler was unstoppable, but his Rajasthan Royals fell at the final hurdle. The theory is about balance. When one batsman scores a mountain of runs, the team starts to rely on him. He becomes the hero. But in a high-pressure final, when that one hero has a rare off day, the entire structure collapses. So the next time you see your favorite player running away with the orange cap, don't celebrate, start worrying. The Mankad moral test. Now for a dismissal that's perfectly legal but tears the fabric of the game in two. The Mankad. The theory isn't about the dismissal itself. It's that the Mankad is secretly a character test that exposes who you really are. On one side, you have this spirit of cricket guardians who call it disgraceful, a cheap trick. On the other, you have those who say it's just smart, decisive play, punishing a batsman for trying to steal an advantage. When a bowler like Ravi Ashwin or Deepti Sharma does it, they know they'll be called a villain. The theory is that the Mankad isn't about the inches a batsman steals, it's a test of nerve. It reveals who is willing to be unpopular to enforce the rules, and who prioritizes being liked over being ruthless. It's not just a dismissal, it's a statement. The Mumbai Indians' slow starter strategy. Speaking of strategy, let's talk about the IPL's most confusing champions, the Mumbai Indians. Every single season, it's the same story. They start the tournament like they've never played cricket before. They'll lose their first few games, looking completely lost. Experts write them off. And then, suddenly, they wake up. The theory is, it's not a slow start, it's a deliberate strategy. They use the first half of the tournament as live-action experiments. They're not trying to win, they're data gathering. They test combinations, absorb information, and let other teams reveal their weaknesses. While everyone else is sprinting out of the gates, Mumbai is playing the long game. By the time the business end arrives, they are a perfectly calibrated machine, peaking just at the right moment to storm into the playoffs. They're not sleeping, they're hibernating. The Australian mental disintegration tactic. Australia has dominated cricket for decades. Was it just because they had better players, or was it something more sinister? This theory claims their greatest weapon wasn't the bat or ball, but a systematic psychological assault known as mental disintegration. This wasn't just random sledging. It was a calculated strategy pioneered by captains like Steve Waugh. The idea was to find a weakness in an opponent, their technique, their ego, their temperament, and hammer it relentlessly. The constant chatter, the aggressive body language, the endless appealing, it was all designed to make the opposition doubt themselves, to make the pressure unbearable until they broke.
They didn't just want to beat you on the scoreboard, they wanted to break you in your mind. The toss, cricket's original sin. Every cricket match begins with a moment of pure chance, the coin toss. But what if that 50-50 flip is the game's biggest flaw? The theory is that the toss holds far too much power, often deciding the result before a single ball is bowled. Think about it. A day-night test where a massive dew is expected, the captain who bowls second is at a huge disadvantage. A fifth-day pitch in the subcontinent that's crumbling into dust? Good luck batting last on that. In these situations, the phrase, "win the toss, win the match," becomes a grim reality. It's the one part of the game that no amount of skill or strategy can influence, yet it can be the most important moment of the day. Is it a fair start? Or is it cricket's original sin, the nervous 90s? But what if the pressure isn't from the opposition, but from the scoreboard itself? This brings us to a curse every fan knows, the nervous 90s. A batsman is cruising, they look invincible. They hit 90, and suddenly they forget how to bat. The fluid drives become tentative prods, the confident leaves become anxious pokes. The theory is that the number itself is cursed. The proximity to the century, that sacred milestone, creates a mental block so powerful it can dismantle the world's best players. The most famous victim was Sachin Tendulkar, dismissed in the 90s more than anyone in history. In that moment, the bowler isn't the enemy anymore. The real opponent is the number on the scoreboard and the voice in your own head. The Pakistani fast bowling factory. We've all wondered, how does Pakistan keep producing lightning-fast bowlers from seemingly nowhere? Wasim Akram, Wakar Yunus, Shoaib Akhtar, Shaheen Afridi, the assembly line never stops. The theory lies in the streets. It's the tape ball cricket. They wrap electrical tape around tennis balls, making them hard, fast, and unpredictably swingy. You learn to bowl on concrete, where you have to be hostile and creative just to survive. This system rewards raw pace above all else. A kid who can bowl with fire is a local legend. While other countries build technically perfect players in academies, Pakistan's system is a relentless search for one thing: raw, untamed speed. They don't build fast bowlers, they find them. The DRS umpire's call conspiracy. And finally, a modern conspiracy. The decision review system was meant to bring justice to cricket. Instead, it gave us umpire's call. The theory? Umpire's call isn't about accuracy, it's about protecting the on-field umpire's ego. The technology shows the ball is clipping the bails. Hitting the stumps is out, right? But no. The rule creates a bizarre phantom zone where a ball can both be hitting the stumps and not out. It's a compromise to get umpires to accept technology, a get-out-of-jail-free card so they aren't proven wrong so often. It's not about correcting errors, it's just digital diplomacy.